Hello, and welcome back to the Spoilercast, the show where we talk about movies, and we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello!
Hello! And I just want to give a big shout out to all our patrons, over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Mac and Mom, Danny Del Gaiso, Mom, Dad, yeah, and Laura Kinney.
Oh yeah.
If you want to be among the chosen few to check out our exclusive episode every week, plus commentary tracks, exclusive videos, early access to episodes, Christmas drinking games, Christmas movie drinking games. Literally, there's hundreds of hours of exclusive material, including, you always like to say it, that you can request movies for us to watch. Check out patreon.com/don'tmakeascene, and for only $3 a month, all of that is available to you. Now, let's get on with the show.
Yes.
Today we're talking about another horror movie.
And it's a new movie.
It's a new one, 2023. It's a 20th Century Digital Studios release. Which
all
means
the posters say Hulu, so I'm...
Yeah, well, it's being released on Hulu and Disney+. Alright,
yeah.
Disney Plus owns 20th Century Fox and Hulu.
That's true.
It's Clock! A movie about a woman who, she's in her late 30s, or mid-30s, I suppose. Very successful.
She was turning 38, so late 30s is probably correct.
I guess 30, yeah, late 30s. Very successful, has a wonderful marriage with a surgeon or a doctor or something. But her biological clock is not really ticking. Unlike her girlfriend, she just don't find the thought of kids very appealing.
No.
But she wants to want kids. So she decides to do an experimental treatment, yeah. To kind of jumpstart her biological clock. And, nightmares ensue.
Yes.
This is a light body horror movie, and I think that's why we were interested in doing it, because I like body horror.
The trailer made it look like it might have been more.
Yeah.
But, it's light, at least.
Yeah, and it's based on a 2020 short movie, a short film, called the same thing, Clock, made by the same woman, Alexis Jacknow. Jack Now. We watched it on Disney Plus.
Actually, I couldn't watch it on Disney Plus. Mine kept lagging when I tried to watch it there, so I found other ways.
Okay, you quote unquote found it online, as we say.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then, what did you think of Clock, Rebecca?
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I both liked and disliked the social commentary it made. The like visual and the quality could have been better at points. Acting could have been better at points.
Yes.
So it was interesting, and it's definitely a movie I'd say women should watch.
Okay.
For multiple reasons. No matter their stance on having children.
Yeah.
Because it's fascinating, the psychological and social aspect. But it's not the best movie ever, and I'm not going to watch it again.
No, yeah.
But I'll say, if you're a woman in your 30s, go watch it.
Okay.
What did you think?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like a movie where the concept is great for like 20-25 minutes, but dragging it out to almost 100 minutes, it didn't work. Like,
yeah, it's a little bit
there
weak.
wasn't enough there.
Yeah.
And also, there is the social commentary on how we are programmed to basically have children at a certain point in our lives.
Yes.
And how that's kind of a social construct. But I gotta say, as the doctor says in the movie, Dr. Simmons, who holds the clinical trial, it's not a social construct. It's an evolutionary trait.
Sure.
Like if you wanna break down what the meaning of life is, on a very, very, very super basic level, it is to procreate.
Sure.
That's
to
it.
evolve the species.
There's no other reason. Like every other thing that we have like added over the years to why we get children, blah blah blah. That is all a social construct. Like, and
to play devil's advocate, though.
Yeah.
Biologically and for whatever reason, I can't explain it in another word than biologically. We don't really need everybody to keep procreating.
Of course, no. Of course, we don't need.
Which is,
I mean,
why we have homosexuality and diseases, basically. That's evolution's way of hindering that somehow.
Of course, we don't need it, but that's the viral aspect of humanity. Like Slipknot said, the virus of life.
Yes,
is that even though we don't need to procreate, everyone wants to, like,
that might
general,
that's what I'm saying. That might be the evolution here, that not everyone wants to anymore because we don't need to anymore. There's enough of us to do it anyways.
Yeah.
And then you get it, the social aspect, where it's everyone's still pressuring everyone to have children, even though we technically don't need everyone to have children.
Yeah.
Also, quick comment that it's not a spoiler, but this comes later in the movie, but there's one point where a lesbian woman gets mad at a straight woman for not wanting to have children and then wanting to have children, and I just wanted to kind of yell at both of them at that point. Because no, you cannot say that, easy for you to say, you can just open your legs, you can have children because you're straight. Bitch, no. No.
Yeah.
That was the main social thing, I suppose, but that...
Well, there
yeah.
Yeah, there's more social commentary about, the whole pressure to get pregnant even though maybe you don't want to and everything.
Yeah. That was the point where I went, shit. This movie it was trying to do something and now it kind of ruined it.
Yeah, and that was the thing. All those things, all the social commentary felt very forced to me.
Yes.
It's
also very niche if you consider all of the aspects for this main character that I don't even remember the name of. Was it Ella?
Ella, right. Ella Patel.
Yes.
Which sounds like a Disney princess for some reason. I don't know why. I think I'm thinking of Idina Menzel, but that's not even that close. I don't know. It was just...
It's Ella Enchanted and Idina Menzel combined.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it is very niche because, armchair psychologist here. I'm pretty sure like 90 to 99% of women have that biological clock that makes them want to have children. Like, it's not a huge...
85 to 90, sure.
Yeah, so...
Probably.
Yeah, this is a very niche thing. And
I was thinking it's very niche specifically because Ella is also a Jewish woman.
Yes, I was going to get that was even more niche. Like, how she, like... part of it is, why would I want to bring a child into this horrible world? Because of her Jewish ancestry. And that becomes like a specific plot point where she's haunted by the visage of her emaciated grandmother escaping the concentration camps.
Yeah,
it's just like, okay.
That's where it got too niche.
It's kind of funny because they never built upon that. Really, after that conversation.
No. There's the one outburst with her father and the pictures, and then... talking about legacy. And I mean, that is, if something there, and he of course retracts that later, says you can leave a legacy in many ways. Yes.
Which is true, but I mean, once again, on a fundamental level, having children is, continuing your legacy, your family name.
Yeah, it's carrying on the name, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't have their name. She took her husband's name.
Yeah, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
It's her bloodline.
Yes.
Yes. And I know a lot of people, not only, but a lot of progressive people don't see the point in that and almost like scoff at something like that. But once again,
the legacy part, you mean?
Yeah, for me, that is just like, but that's don't you want that?
Well, I see both points, to be honest. I can see both sides.
I see both points, but I definitely lean towards the more, I guess, classical point of view. Because I'm in no hurry, and I have it a bit easier there, because I'm a man. It's easier for me to have children when I'm older. But I definitely want to have children at some point. Like, don't you want that?
I can understand, because I've heard a lot of what's it called? Not comments. Reasonings being, which some of them are the ones she mentions. Why would you want to bring a child into a horrible world like this? Because there are a lot of horrible people here. That, like, would you really want to bring up a child in an environment where it's gonna be in danger just because it happens to be a specific, in her case, I guess, religion is one of the main aspects for her, even though she's not technically religious, but being Jewish is her thing.
Yeah.
The child is going to be prosecuted because it's Jewish.
Yeah. Judaism is both a religion and a people.
People.
What do you call it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And the whole, like, the environment is already fucked, we don't need more people to destroy it, and I don't want to bring children into the world so that they can try and salvage what we have destroyed. All those arguments are valid, but yes. But in the end, obviously, you wouldn't even think about stuff like that unless you want a better world for a future child.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I actually read that. I read some reviews on Letterboxd when I wrote my review. Which was just would be crazy because I
didn't really like your.
It was late at night. I was like, no, I'm not gonna write some half-assed review. I'll just make a funny joke. Because women in this movie be crazy.
Well, her specifically.
Yeah. I read a review where a guy who admittedly just said it on Letterboxd, but proclaimed himself to be a psychologist and said that that kind of pessimism and nihilism are the only non-constructive thought philosophies of thought, there's no point other than to wallow in your own me to be a pessimist or a nihilist and to then use that as an excuse to not have children it's coping, basically. Like you're just saying that because you don't want children. It's not because of the world is horrible. It's because you don't want children.
You're just trying to find a reason to explain it better for other people.
Exactly. And that made a lot of sense. Because it really felt like she was looking for reasons not to have children.
Yes. We have gone way far into the actual social commentary or the commentary in general of this movie way before we talked about the actual movie.
Yeah, and I would say a little bit deeper than the movie actually does.
Yes.
It is very surface level.
Because, yes, the movie is very surface level. First of all, you only see it from one person's perspective, which is very... I mean, I get it, because it's a movie, but it's very hard to convey proper any kind of line of thought when you have just one person doing it. Yeah. And everyone is against them. Even though she is going crazy throughout the movie, which is when you definitely just think about your own personal safety and all that. But it's a bit... we could have had more conversations between Ella and her husband, Aiden, to get more of a, get deeper into it, I suppose.
And that's also why I wished this had, more of a third act twist.
Yes.
Because there isn't much here other than, some women don't want it, but they feel pressured by society to actually get it, so far that they will get, hormone therapy and get some sort of, device implanted in them to make them want to have babies. Okay, yeah, okay, sure.
And then what?
and then what? You gotta have something more to fill out 90 minutes.
The twist was probably, spoilers, supposed to be that, her husband sort of pushed her into it without saying it. Yeah,
he kind of orchestrated her to, happen to find out about this thing.
But it
that's
wasn't.
okay.
It wasn't like they didn't act upon it enough because she didn't go to him and confront him. She didn't. She didn't like do whatever. No, she went straight to the doctor. It's like, but no.
Yeah.
Had more of a conversation with him about it.
And honestly, because of how the movie starts, once again,
yeah, I hated the cold open.
Goddamn stupid. Can movies stop with cold opens?
Especially ones that literally tell us what's going to happen in the end.
Yeah, this was literally the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Or like, I guess 5 minutes before the movie ended, but still. And it was like, I was waiting for like, because I was saying early on in the movie, because there's the clinic she goes to, it's all women, of course, because it's about fertility, the biological clock and fertility in women. But it's also like a female doctor who is doing this study, and blah blah blah. And I was just waiting for like, so when's the man gonna pop up? And this is some sort of deep conspiracy against women, or to use them as like baby making machines or something. Like, when are the men gonna turn them into like automaton baby making robots? When is that? When are we gonna get to the real conspiracy, the horror stuff? That never really happens.
No.
It is just a clinical trial to see if they with synthesized hormones and some sort of device, which never really explain what it is.
No, it's a device that disperses those hormones continuously in a separate dosage than what you get from the pills.
But, and this is spoilers all over the place here, when they pull it out, it's just a cog.
Yeah.
And I get it, it's supposed to be,
because it's
part of a clock. Yeah.
But it's stupid.
What is it supposed to do, actually? Where's the mechanism to release the hormones?
Yeah, and how does it make, like, do you have to refill the hormones? Because you keep it for the rest of your life. Like,
yeah,
how do you,
exactly.
that's, of course, that's world building, I guess, but.
Yeah, and we're nitpicking there, but it's because once again, we talk about it's because you were pulled out of the immersion. You're like, what? When you saw it, and you started questioning the logic of the movie.
I guess,
but more than that, like in the long run, like I don't see, because they want to paint like the doctor, and the trial as the bad guys, because obviously it drives her insane.
Yes.
Like on a plot level, but on a story level, it's of course that society will drive a woman insane in trying to make her want to have babies, and in the end, she rejects society and says, "Fuck you, I don't want to have babies." But okay. So in the end, it's just like, well, some women don't want to have babies.
Basically.
Oh, okay. But then, in the plot, here's where story versus plot, and they kind of clash. She's still, she's still crazy. She's still like hallucinating. She still killed her father in like a blind rage, literally like pulling his guts out with her hands. Like, is that better?
Well, the movie didn't really explain that part.
I don't really know. I get what they want to say, but I don't really get what it wants to say. What's the point?
No, that part was really stupid, and the like, why she goes crazy is the drugs, obviously.
Yeah,
the hormones are driving her crazy, but why does driving her that crazy? How does that correlate with her wanting to become pregnant? Like, is that the same hormone?
Yeah,
is the baby making hormone the same as the one that makes you crazy, or
are they
just
trying
a weird
to say
side effect that no one really wants to talk about? Because actually, she does say that. When she goes back to the hospital to like yell at the doctor, she does mention like, no one tells you about the side effects.
Yeah,
because we all want this. Obviously, we want to have children.
Yeah.
So we just accept the side effects and live with them. But that's just dumb. Honestly, that's just dumb. If anyone would have said, before they got to the point where they put the device in, if everyone had been honest and actually said, well, I am having these side effects, they would have probably changed the formula.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get to as well. Like, it's not like they're trying to like be sinister and hide the side effects. They say that there are going to be side effects, and that's why they're doing weekly like checkup calls, like, how are you feeling? Any side effects? And she says, no.
I'm feeling hot, but yeah, that's the hormone.
Yeah, but she also says that they're going to stop the hormone therapy if she has any negative side effects. So at that point, she already like wants a baby, so she deliberately doesn't tell them about the side effects.
But that's not how clinical testing and these kinds of trials work. You have to tell them about the side effects so that they can alter the recipe to change it and make sure that you don't have these side effects, especially the homicidal ones.
Like, once again, that's where the story clashes with the plot.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. She goes crazy. She's so intent on getting a baby that she's going crazy.
Yeah.
But in the plot, she's really just fucking up the study for other women who might want
Everyone
it more
else
than
is
she
as well,
wants.
to be fair, though, because no one else seems to have told her about the side effects. I mean, the woman sitting there stroking an imaginary child hasn't really told the doctor about her hallucinations either, obviously.
Well, no, we don't know that.
No, but because if you do, you get pulled out of this program, so...
Yeah, well, she's sitting in the same room as the doctor stroking an imaginary baby. I think the doctor should notice that.
Should.
So that's also like, okay, so do they then know about the side effects? And are they trying to drive women insane? And my question is then, why? What is the point?
Yes.
And I'm talking specifically about the plot. But what is the point? Is it actually a real trial, or is it some sort of sinister plot to drive women insane?
Yeah,
and
like
then
you said.
Why?
This story could have been evolved a little bit, developed a bit more. We could have had either the male trying to just make baby machines, or this woman being some sort of sinister, I'm gonna destroy everything for all women who can have children because I can't, or something.
Yeah, I can't have children, so now no one will. Bah! Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna drive people drive women insane just to show that this social construct of everyone wanting a baby and having a biological clock is fake.
Yeah.
But then, of course, she's crazy because biological clock is real. And she's using like synthesized hormones to destroy the biological clock. So she's crazy in the end. Something like that.
Something like that. We needed something more like that.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just
like, well, maybe I don't. She goes from when she runs into the clinic again, she's like, oh, damn you ruined me. I'm crazy now. Maybe I don't ever actually wanted babies from the beginning. And then she's like, excuse me. I really want a baby so bad. And then she's like, no, fuck you. I'm pulling this device out of me. So now I can't have babies. What do you want?
That middle part is just her falling for the hormones and the hypnosis basically again, and then snapping out of it again, going, no, wait, okay. I didn't want children. I don't want children. You're just tricking me. It's all a trick. So it works, but it doesn't. I, as a woman, probably understand it better than you.
Sure, yeah. It's good to have a woman's perspective on this.
But also, it's still missing something. It's not working as a movie. It's working as a commentary for women to consider and think about other women's problems, basically.
It should have been more like a. I mean, yeah, it's pretty horrific, you know, when they operate on her and she does the whole sensory deprivation tank with the brainwashing video and everything.
Yeah.
But honestly, this should have been like a more like a Jacob's Ladder thing. Have you seen Jacob's Ladder?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay. I mean, where the protagonist of the story, here it's Ella, literally like is driven insane by the doctors and like being really having this idea of having babies like pushed on her to the point where she's like, well, I'm not sure, and then she's like forced to have a child. To have this hormone treatment and have a child.
Yeah, okay.
And in the end, she's so like, she's completely gone, but she's holding her baby, and she's so happy. And then she's a happy and docile woman.
Yeah,
that's the way we want it in the patriarchy. Something like that.
Yes.
Here's just
it needed to be more than now. It's again, it's just trying to like show you different kinds of women's perspective on the whole baby making thing.
Yeah.
Having children, because you have small inputs of like the normal ones, you have even the lesbian perspective.
Yeah.
And then you have the push on and like, even though you have heritage, and they choose a very strong heritage when it comes to, because Judaism and the whole Holocaust
they've been
thing
struggling.
Obviously, it's a strong inheritance thing in the background there when you think about it. I mean, considering, like, comparing it to us, we don't have that kind of history in our family. We don't need to,
the world has tried to systematically erase Jews for the last 5,000 years. So yeah, I understand that you want to honor that legacy.
Shit, maybe I should continue. But it's getting a bit heavy when you have so many, like, small things, and then that one being such a big one, and you're not really getting anywhere, because in the end, well, what did we get in the end? It all failed.
She went crazy, and then she jumped off a cliff.
Yeah. Like,
okay.
So what was your point?
Like we said,
really?
like 10 minutes ago, what was the point? The point was, well, some women don't want babies. Okay.
Yeah, but should they have to kill themselves because of that?
But do they have to go insane? You know,
trying
is it supposed to be even more symbolism that she's literally killing the patriarchy? I mean, she does make her husband's penis bleed. There's obviously some symbolism there. By the way, that made me like physically recoil.
Oh yes,
when they actually had the close up of the dickhead bleeding. I was like, I literally went when I saw it. It was horrifying.
I was not ready.
There are some parts of your body that should never bleed, and that's one of them.
There is a reason why male nudity is rarely below the waist.
It's ugly.
In movies, because it's very in your face when it comes to genitals. A female's genitals are kind of hidden, so it's fine to have more female nudity because you can really see everything.
Yeah.
That's always my reasoning for why there are more naked women in movies than men.
Yes, because
the female anatomy is more hidden.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, gay, straight. You don't really want to look at that. You don't really want to.
Not all the time. Certain moments, maybe, but that's it.
It's more utilitarian.
But when we watched the first part of the movie, I really liked, because it was very authentic for a woman's experience.
Well, yeah,
when it comes to all
feeling that pressure.
No, but the doctor's visit.
Oh, yes.
You know how when you watch a movie as a guy and the dude in the movie gets like his balls kicked or something, and everyone who's a guy will like feel it? I felt that. I felt every single part of that doctor's visit.
That was a very well made scene, just showing how uncomfortable it is. Even when but
it doesn't matter how many times you've done it. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's always uncomfortable. Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, just as such a simple thing as like warming the speculum mainly, because that's a big one.
It has to do with germs and shit, apparently.
Yeah, but can't you just warm it up to like body temperature?
Apparently
so it's not. This piece of cold metal going into you?
Apparently not, because they never do it. So I mean, someone must have asked.
Yeah, exactly.
But there must be a reason. I haven't Googled it, really.
Hey, Doc, could you put it in your armpit for 10 minutes?
Could you, like, hold it for a bit?
Yeah.
That must help a little bit. Thigh or something? I don't care. No, apparently not.
It was a very effective scene. That was almost the worst scene in the movie. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
That
was worse than the insertion of the cog. Like, even though she refused the Valium, that scene didn't feel realistic at all.
It was too...
We didn't care. Yeah. We didn't care. Going to the doctors and just seeing her hands nope. Yeah. Yep, that did it for me. That's the equivalent of getting your balls kicked.
Yeah, and I think those are all the things that are from the short.
Probably.
All the effective imagery.
Yes.
And then they had to drag it out. And I'm thinking that I'm almost at the Jewish question. The Jewish angle to her not wanting babies was more prevalent in the short. I'm just speculating here, but it feels like that. I haven't
seen it.
Yeah.
It would make sense. I have to look. I have a feeling that Alexis Jacknaw is possibly Jewish.
Might be. I haven't really looked anything
it's
up.
rare to add something so specific otherwise, isn't it?
Yeah. Clock.
There's nothing on her IMDb, though. And also, she was one of the patients, right? Because she's an actress, no?
She is? I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't really looked her up.
Yeah, she is a patient. She
Okay.
looks like the woman who smokes.
Yeah. Yes. The one who
says it gets better after the tank.
Yes. Oh, she was in Truth or Dare.
Okay.
But I was gonna look at oh no, I was gonna see if I can find the short film somewhere, because that'd be interesting to watch.
Yes. Because it is, it's an interesting concept, but it doesn't work for the 1 hour 30. Really,
no, it needed to be. It needed to, be worked on. The script needed a couple of what's it called? Drafts, a couple of extra drafts. Unfortunately, because the concept is fine. I just maybe that is because, once again, I expected it to be more of body horror. So now I was like, oh, it wasn't enough body horror, but maybe like Alexis, her initial idea wasn't to do body horror. I don't know.
Maybe not. And I mean, some of the the tall woman also, that was just a female Slender Man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a little silly.
That was too much Slenderman-esque to be like specifically her demon. Her grandma. Like, why was her grandma that tall, or great grandma, or whatever?
Yeah, why was she like 10 feet? I mean, it's supposed to be like
exaggerated.
That's how she remembered her when she was a child.
Ah,
something
okay,
like
yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
You know.
And but why spiders specifically then?
Because that's, she explains it, because that's how
bugs.
We were. Yeah, bugs. Well,
when
they
pick
the scariest bug, a spider.
Yeah, I guess, because when they talk about bugs that you want to exterminate, you would maybe pick, I guess, roaches?
Or ants.
Or ants, yeah. Why spiders? But yeah, maybe because they're creepy.
Spiders is the one thing people usually get like, oh, get scared of.
Yeah, that's true. I hate spiders.
Something like, yeah, me too.
It's also more, so it's more visually effective.
Oh, wait. Clock? What? It says here was a TV series.
Yeah, that's what I found too, but I'm wondering if it's like an episode in a TV show, maybe?
It says TV series 2020, but it's only one episode. That's season 1, episode 15? What? Excuse me? But then shouldn't we get the whole show? Oh, whatever. And there it says, a businesswoman leaving work appears to be haunted by a baby. That sounds very different. Alright, whatever. Either way.
Maybe it's not what we thought then.
Yeah. It's not at all what we thought. Maybe this is actually the better version.
Yikes. Still needs some work then.
Definitely needs work. But yeah,
I also didn't appreciate most of the acting, to be honest.
No, I really didn't like what's the main lady's name?
Diana Agron.
Yeah, which she seemed to be. She had a lot of stans online, because I think she's from Glee.
Yes, she's from Glee.
Yeah, so a lot of people were like, oh, there was a lot of comments like, ooh. Princess Diana Agron slay girl. It was like, what?
You know what the funny thing is? I only watched like the first season of Glee, to be fair. But in the first season of Glee, she's the pregnant cheerleader.
Yes, people pointed out she can't get away from that pregnancy scare.
Exactly. She's typecast as someone who gets pregnant. I don't know. She's been in other stuff as well, obviously, but.
Yeah, but I guess when you're not in a, because Glee was, it's probably
her biggest
favorite.
thing.
Yeah,
also. Because no one really remembers her being in, like, burlesque. First of all, I don't remember her being in it. I barely remember the movie in general.
Yeah.
I mean, she's done a lot of things, random things.
Yeah.
But she's
her
not...
big thing is...
her big thing is Glee. And unfortunately, she hasn't really developed her acting skills since. She feels
there was
very...
a lot of... There was a
TV
lot of...
almost.
When she was like... Instead of... When she was supposed to be scared, it was like, these like moans of terror, which worked. But then it was every scene she was scared. It was it was the same one. it got distracting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But I mean, we didn't get to see a lot of anyone else, so I guess she had all the weight on her shoulders.
Yeah.
I guess the doctor, she's from The Office, right? That's where I know her.
I don't know, Melora
Dr.
Hardin?
Simmons, yeah. Yes, it's Jan Levinson.
Oh my god, yes it is. She's Jan. She looks so different. Oh, yeah, because she has darker hair in that show, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's been a while since The Office.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since she was in the last episode of that. Since her last episode. Okay, I just didn't like her hair in this movie. It
was very matriarch, older woman style, and it's
exactly. Like it felt like they were really going for this, like older woman who, herself probably doesn't have any children, but she's a professional lady, so she has her hair back like that. I don't know. It was this almost like typecast kind of hairdo, almost like when you say Karen, you know exactly what the hair looks like.
Yes,
this is the same thing. Like
corporate.
This is middle-aged businesswoman. You're like,
yes.
You know exactly what it looks like.
Yes,
and you kind of judge the people based on their hair.
Yes.
So I guess that was a good choice then, because I immediately disliked her. I'm like, oh, she's a bad guy. I can see that on her hair. You know.
Yeah, the white coat didn't help.
No,
doctors are normally bad people.
Yeah, but once again, we don't know because they never told us what the point was. So I don't know if she was genuinely trying to help women or if she had some nefarious scheme going on in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
it's a big problem with this movie.
Yes, that is the big problem.
Yeah.
The ending confused me a little bit as well.
Yeah, because in the end...
I did realize that obviously she didn't break the clock. Duh.
Yeah, you figured that out pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then her reaction, is that valid?
To want to kill herself?
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously she's been struggling for a few weeks. I think it was like a cumulative thing.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
What
was her plan before she found out what she'd done? Was she just gonna go home?
I don't know. Once again, I don't know because I don't think the writer knew at that point.
No.
She was like, oh, she runs away. Where doesn't matter because before she gets wherever she's going, she's gonna get a phone call that she killed her father.
Or if she didn't,
she's gonna jump off a cliff.
Yeah, and if they didn't add that part, she would have just ridden into the sunset or something, probably.
Yeah. Which would have been weird.
Yes.
But then
having the whole
her last
fish.
hallucination is a fish crawling out of the sea, which was the thing that the father brought up.
Yes,
several times. He had a dream about their bloodline, and he was seeing it so far back as to when the fish crawl out of the primordial soup.
When he fell, he was like,
"Yeah."
Instead of saying I saw my life flash before me, he saw his entire bloodline from the first fish.
Yeah, and that's when he realized that legacy is so much more. So her seeing the fish, was that like? Oh,
she gets it now, but she's dead?
Yeah, legacy is only that, like an evolutionary trait that we don't really need anymore? Or was it like, she also sees her legacy now from the very beginning? I don't know!
No.
I guess that's supposed
In my opinion, that would have been like, you know what? everyone shares the same legacy then, because we all came from the fishes.
Yeah. Or I mean, that is the kind of thing that I usually praise in a movie, because it's very subjective. But here it felt like, not only is it subjective to us, the writer didn't really know. She just put the fish in there because, the fish. Like we talked about before, the fish.
No, it's a
metaphor. For
it's
what?
A cat.
It's
metaphor. Schrodinger's fish.
No, because we see the fish.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm not thinking, what's the one with the gun? When if you mention a gunner.
Chekhov's gun? It's Chekhov's fish?
Chekhov's fish, yes.
Chekhov's trout? Yeah.
Or, but it wasn't a trout. It was like a...
No, it's one of those...
Listen fishies.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're called in English. Kvastfeningar.
I didn't know they were called that in Swedish.
Oh, you didn't? They're like first fish that actually developed lungs and could survive on land.
They look like axolotls.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Primordial fish.
Yes.
Frogmen. I don't know. I did, however, there's one thing I really liked, but it was also very cheesy. It's when she realizes that it's all just hocus pocus, basically. Yeah, when all the colors return to her life.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Which, it was kind of funny, because usually you use that as a metaphor for, like, the joy of having a baby, or,
yes.
like in
when you find your meaning.
In Pleasantville, when you actually, like, when you grow as a person and start loving. Have you seen Pleasantville? It's a great movie.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
But here was like, no, I have emancipated myself from the society. Colors returned to my life. It was reversed, which it was fine.
It's like it's a side effect of the medicine. It's numbing you so much that you can only think for everything else, that you can only think of the child, the prospect of a child.
Yeah.
But then when you stop thinking about, maybe I want a child, you can just see the colors in the rest of the world again.
The more I think about it, this movie really feels like one of those. It feels like it's called anti-natalist propaganda, almost.
You shouldn't have children, kind of thing.
Yeah, anti-natalists. So almost like they're like they're like pro-lifers, but the other way around. They're like, no, fucking no, we should never have babies.
Maybe
have one of those like, you're bringing babies into this horrible, fucked up world.
But if that's what they're trying to do, they still fuck it up, because it ends up with her killing herself. So like,
yeah. Once again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's working against itself.
It doesn't know what it wants to say.
Yeah.
That would be fascinating. I kind of want to find out what the writer and director tried to say with this.
Yeah. What was she trying to say?
What was her point with all this?
Yeah.
Because sure, like I said, the beginning of the movie is it's pretty good when you have all the, everyone's just saying, but of course you'll want a kid. You're just scared at the moment.
Yeah. What do you do all day? And then they had like a music video with, a montage of her, like, training. Oh, she's working. She's having sex with her husband. It's like, yes. Okay. All those things that pregnant women do as well, they just put that on hold for a little while.
A few years, probably.
It felt very, very shallow reasons for not having a child.
Yeah, but it's also a dumb question. What do you do? What the fuck do you do with your day when you have a child? Do you always look at the baby? Do you not walk away? Do you not read a book? Do you not watch TV? Like,
yeah, maybe
you do other things.
Maybe in the first few months.
You still do other things at moments.
Yeah, of course.
Like, the one I've heard stories of, like, the first time you get to have a shower on your own, you're so happy.
Sure. There is actually an interview here on a small YouTube channel called Coming Soon Interviews. Diana Agron and Alexis Jack now talk Hulu psychological horror movie. So they call it a psychological horror movie.
Yeah. IMDb calls it a horror thriller, so...
Yeah. But I would say some of the imagery really made me think of body horror, especially since it had to do with, like...
In certain things?
Babies and, the body, more
putting cogs inside your body.
Yeah. But okay, sure. Then I guess it's unfair. Well, I just found the
Short?
full short. It's actually from it's a Hulu thing they did 2 years ago called Huluween, where they had a bunch of shorts.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's only 3 minutes and 17 seconds long, so I'm gonna check that out later.
You know what? We'll add that to the Patreon episode this week.
Yes, we'll do. Hey, for Patreon this week, we're doing a commentary track, a reaction track to the original Clock short film.
And also talking about a movie that fits the theme, obviously.
Of course. Oh, I know exactly.
Because you talked about this being like a pro-life reverse.
Yeah.
Could we talk about a pro-life movie?
I did that many years ago. Because it was actually one of those like pure flicks Christian movies that kind of broke through and became part of the mainstream for a little while.
I vaguely remember that. That's
it was called Unplanned.
Yes.
Spoilers.
I need to watch that.
Because I thought it was going to have more of a unbiased look at pregnancy and everything. Maybe look at it from both sides, both the pro-life and pro-choice side. But in the end, that just turned out to be pro-life propaganda, of course.
Yeah.
There was no nuance at all. Very little nuance.
Obviously.
But I was thinking, if we want to do a proper body horror that still has to do kind of with children and motherhood, we should do David Cronenberg, the king of body horror. We should do his, I don't know if it's his first movie, but it's his big breakthrough called The Brood.
Ooh. I haven't watched it, but I know which one it is, yeah.
We've done body horror before, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember which one did we do?
We did the oh no, what's it called? The one where she thinks it's her dead twin brother who murders people. Isn't that a body horror movie?
Oh, Malignant.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, sort of, but we've done more like proper body horror on Patreon. I don't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, no, me neither. But we will definitely, yes, we will.
Yes, I think we should say, the Brood is going to be the companion piece of this. So if you want to listen to us talk about, now his name is David Cronenberg, The Brood, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. And of course, to get our reaction track for Clock, the short film. Yeah. I'm
looking at some of the user reviews because I'm trying to discern which ones are actually reacting to the movie, which ones are actually reacting to the story here and what it's trying to do. Because you can see a lot of ones and twos, and based on how they're writing, I feel like they're men.
Okay, what are they saying?
The first one was probably the second one. It's a 3-star, but still. Would not recommend if you're looking for a good old horror movie. This movie had a decent setup, a few scary scenes, and the potential to be a great horror movie. However, halfway through it seemed like a film. The filmmaker decided to abandon the ghost horror stuff and instead opted for a Disney fairy tale-like storyline with the usual message about everyone is perfect and there's nothing to fix. Not sure that's entirely right, but the first one would not recommend if you're looking for a good old horror movie, because no, it's not a horror movie.
It's not very scary.
It's scary if you look at it from a female perspective, where it's I don't want to go crazy.
Yeah, sure.
over this shit. Hormones and pills and stuff are already scary enough.
Yeah.
Shouldn't take them to try and do this.
No, that's true.
Someone else said it could have been good, it has solid premise and setup, although some of the dialogue is a bit heavy-handed, and you're missing some plots here and there.
Yes.
It's a bit. They call it scattershot.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Scattershot. It is lots of good ideas, but none of them come to fruition. Really.
By the end of the film, the film had lost sight of whatever point it was trying to make. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there was this that I assumed was a woman, kept me watching for sure. Maybe a weird story, but it was very thrilling. Being a woman, yeah. When it comes to maternal instincts and stuff, you can really be a mindfuck. Now let's add a creepy clinical trial and family trauma. Yeah, like I said, from a woman's perspective, yeah, it works, but it's still not great. You're still expecting more when it comes to a movie.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It's not really a horror movie. It's makes you think.
yes, it's the kind of thing where like, oh, the intent was good, but the execution was lacking, and then it's like, yeah, okay, I can't really give this an A for effort, unfortunately.
No, I think we both gave it 2.5 stars on Letterboxd.
Yeah, for me, it's straight down the middle, but in a good way. Like, I'm not going to tell anyone to not watch it if they want to, but I'm also not. I'm not going to rewatch it. I'm not
like I said in the beginning, I'm going to say if you're a woman, watch it at least once. It would be interesting. If you have any like questions about maternity, I suppose it's more of a makes you think. Or if you have friends who have questions about it, because it makes you think of all the different aspects and reasons and all that stuff. But if you want to watch a movie, don't watch it.
No, yeah.
This is more of a, you shouldn't, when someone says they don't want to have children, you shouldn't try to convince them kind of thing.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
Because that's the beginning when they're at the baby shower and all the other mothers go like, oh, but you'll change your mind. No, you shouldn't say that to someone who says they're not ready. Just leave them be. Let them make their own decisions.
Yeah. Exactly.
Look what happens when you start pressuring them.
They go crazy and kill their fathers.
Exactly. Hey, maybe that was the whole thing. Look what happens when you're pressuring people into having children or doing something they don't want. They'll end up killing people and killing themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say before. Like that the societal pressure, literally will drive a woman insane.
It's a very long-winded way of saying it, though.
Yeah, and not super entertaining.
No, if it had been more entertaining and more scary, it would have been a better way of saying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell, make her go absolutely batshit crazy and actually kill a lot of people. That would have been more interesting.
Yeah, not
just accidentally killing her father. Make her have her friend have a miscarriage. Make her because the way the nursery, we didn't even talk about the nursery. Jesus Christ. But I almost thought she would accidentally shove her pregnant friend into one of those spiky bits of the crib.
Yeah. And
impale the baby, make her lose it.
Yeah, or when she thought there was a spider on the pregnant belly.
Yeah, though she would have actually smashed it.
Yeah.
Make her have make the friend have a miscarriage. Maybe even because in the nursery when she goes, just give me the baby. Maybe make her have a miscarriage, but the baby somehow falls out and she grabs it or something. Make it gory.
Yeah, or she the therapy works so well that she actually has a baby, but then this is very grim. But I mean it's a fucking horror movie.
Yes.
Then when she's like, as she's giving birth, or as she's getting closer to giving birth, the hormones start wearing off, and she's like, no, I can't have this baby. And she like rips it out of herself or something, and here's my baby. Something, something more than what we got. It was so milquetoast. It was like licking a window. It was like,
yeah,
doesn't taste like anything. It's boring.
It had potential. Just add more.
It needed to be more. It was so like, yeah, it was so
even
square.
Small things, like in the deprivation tank thingy.
Yeah.
I don't know, make her think that she's bleeding or something.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah, but they should have added more. They should have added more physical to her, like her thinking the water turns into blood or something.
Yeah, maybe. Or I thought that was a very effective scene, because I know it's like, the miracle of birth and everything. But if you take a very cold, hard, objective look at it, it is disgusting.
And it's also terrifying, to be honest.
Yes.
I completely understand the arguments she made about giving birth.
Blood and ripping.
Imagine breaking. While shitting yourself, while having a human coming out of you, while bleeding everywhere. Ew.
And still, some men want to become women?
Well, they don't want... No, that's not... I was about to say they don't want to give birth. No, some of them do want to give birth.
Yeah. No.
You cannot imagine the horror...
I as personally, could never imagine that.
No, I'm terrified of that aspect, of that possibility of destroying everything, the pain.
Kudos to women who do
Who
that.
have given
like,
birth?
My God.
You're
And
heroes.
yes, and I don't have words for it.
Even the one she mentions, like getting the epidural, like a giant needle in your spine or whatever it is.
Yeah, that just means they have to fucking pull it out of you more.
It's actually giant. I've seen pictures of them.
Oh yeah, I know.
Huge.
It's like when they're doing taking like a sample of your what's it called, spinal fluid.
Spinal fluid. Yeah, it's ginormous.
It looks like they're just shoving a pencil in there.
It's a fucking straw.
yeah, I know.
Ew.
It's disgusting. Suck the marrow out.
Ugh. Yeah. So
anyway.
Some parts of this, absolutely, I get it.
Yeah.
But you could have done more.
You could have done more, so much more. She could have gone insane. They could have gone the Lantelier route, where she's so desperate she starts to steal a baby from another pregnant woman.
Her best friend, that they had a pregnant woman right there. Have her try to steal the baby. Literally, not the one mini where she licks the broken water. Ew.
And she dives into her friend and pulls the baby out and shoves it up herself.
Yeah.
Something! Come on!
Instead of having all these, like, egg references?
Yeah, what the hell? I mean, I get it. Ooh. I mean, at one point she's literally freezing her eggs.
Yes.
Like, oh my
but
God.
That was like too much on the nose and too cheap, so almost. Yeah. Like, yes, we get it. The first scene we see of her is her putting eggs on eggs.
And when her husband is bleeding, she's like, "Here, I'll help you." And she pulls out frozen eggs. He's like, "What am I supposed to do with eggs?" I gotta say,
he doesn't even react to the fact that she froze it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I guess he's too laughed during this movie. I gotta say.
Sure. But I also said a lot of like, what the fuck is this?
Oh yeah, sure.
What the hell is going on? What's the point?
No.
But hey, I'm not mad I saw it.
No, it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't good. Like I said,
fantastic.
It was straight down the middle.
Fine.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna recommend it, but I'm not gonna try and stop you from watching it. If you found this interesting and you want to watch it, go ahead.
Yeah. That's about it.
Bye.
No, but thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thank you for listening.
Listening, sorry.
You can't really watch this. In the future though, we're gonna go back to video episodes, but for now
I said watching because we do watch each other when we record this.
We do watch each other, yeah. But no, thanks so much for listening. We are now available. Now we finally unlocked the podcast functions on YouTube. So now it's an actual podcast. We're available on YouTube Music properly.
Nice.
But of course also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that. Basically every platform you can think of, we're on them. So yeah, like I said, if you like this and you want to get even more episodes, check out patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Other than that, we'll see you in the next episode when we're going to talk about Fast X or Fast 10,
baby.
which I can't really bring that up now. We'll save that for that conversation.
So check out next week to see what the heck you meant by that.
Check out next week's episode for the spicy news about the ending of this franchise. But other than that, have a good one. Bye. The Spoilercast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is produced and directed by Tobias Vedén and hosted by Tobias and Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén and Laura Kinney. I also want to give a huge shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Mom, Dad, Laura Kinney, Danny Del Gaiso, and Mac and Mom.